You believe that Kamala Harris
Brad
is
is
a
an idiot.
DEI candidate for the position of president. I don't believe that. What I'm getting to is, what do you gain from this? If I concede and say that Kamala Harris is a DEI candidate, what do you gain? Because I know what it is. You're baiting us into rage so that you can make money on your TikTok account. You're baiting college students all over the world into arguing with you over these fallacies. You throw a red herring out there, and you're making money from this account while we're sitting here and looking stupid.
First of all, I don't control this account. I'm a guest here. This is Jubilee Media, and they're going to edit it as they see fit. Okay, number one. Number two, it needs to be acknowledged that she didn't earn it. She didn't win a Democrat primary. She dropped out in the Democrat primary in 2020. She's never been likable. She's got there simply because of race, not because of competency, not because she's good at her job.
Wait. She's not likable.
She's more likable than Trump. That's an idiotic statement.
That seems very debatable. And the chick before literally asked him, "Why is she winning on the polls if she's not likable?" Like that was a pretty good question.
I mean, I don't think it's that good of a question. She's not Trump.
No, I understand, but
you have to understand that Republicans go to when there's a woman in question, she's not likable.
Right.
That's always where they go. That's where you start.
Why are they reproducing? That's the question. How are women actually hooking up with these heinous human beings? That's the question. What is the failure that you women have that makes you go to Republicans?
Because women aren't the moral arbiters you think they are.
They should be. They should be. If you come across a shit human being, you should not be wanting to reproduce with this shit human being. I guess.
Yeah, it's just not the way they work. It's not the way they work, though.
They probably just don't want to fill out the post-sex surveys. That's it.
It's a shame. It's a shame. They would probably do better in life if they did. But again, I guess prettiness, maybe there are the attractiveness of an individual can bypass their heinous personalities and shit like that. I guess that's how it works.
Yeah, that swings both ways.
Not for a demisexual.
Not for a superior person like that. No,
I'm not superior. No one's saying that.
No, but for the normie like us, yeah.
Okay, let's give it. It just amazes me that they keep reproducing, and it's just disgusting.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Why would it surprise you?
It needs to be called.
Why? How?
Because you think women like what do you think they value in a partner?
It really depends. It depends on the culture. It depends on the woman. It depends on their upbringing. All these things. Okay, but the thing is, it's like the moment you realize this is a shit human being, you should leave, unless they're experiencing some kind of Stockholm syndrome. Do you think that's what's causing Republican women to be with these heinous people or these?
Yeah, if they're experiencing Stockholm, then they should stay.
No, I'm not saying they should stay. I'm saying, is that potentially what causes them to be with these people and then give birth
I think
to
most of them they're valuing different things than you are.
I guess. Well, what are they valuing then? If a man is willing to say you should be in the kitchen, you shouldn't have a job, you shouldn't have friends, you should only take care of the kids, what values are they getting from it? You shouldn't technically vote. I'm pretty sure Kirk would be one of those.
Some women, despite what you want them to be, some women are into that too.
Yeah, it's called the Chad wife or whatever. I think that's the name of the type of woman there who's like, I want to be a conventional fucking housewife.
Traditional shit, yeah.
Whatever, all the same shit. They're dumb as fuck. Because...
Well, okay, they might be, but that doesn't change that... Of course they exist.
Do they exist, though? Or is it just a concept that they've made themselves believe in? Because it's a lifestyle they've
If it is a concept that they made themselves believe in, then they exist.
Yeah, it's exactly the gender thing we were talking about before.
I know, but listen.
Oh, so now you're okay. Now you don't recognize gender anymore.
No, I still recognize gender. I love gender. I'm just saying, it seems like they're
nobody loves gender more than me.
I'm like, we got all the genders. We got the freaks. We got the queerdos. Got the genders.
Listen,
I like all of them.
All good in my book. Okay. All I'm saying is,
I mean, look, I agree. I wouldn't fuck him, but I'm just saying, it's
But they
Hey,
should.
Danielle,
None of them should be
you
fucked.
realize that a
That's
bunch of women were listen. Do you realize that a bunch of women were raised in right-wing families, right?
But that's what I'm saying. How could you be a woman and then want your child brought up in a fucking house where she's
Okay,
gonna have to view
Darnell,
herself as
hold on,
less?
hold on.
Uh-huh.
You're very
Yes.
close. You're very close to realize this. Okay, so these women, right, are are being raised in right-wing families, so they pick up those values. You got what I mean?
Yes, I
So,
know what you're
we're
saying.
good. Uh-huh.
I know what you're
Yes.
saying. But then
So
again,
yeah,
we
I
have a
mean,
society that wants to benefit women. It wants to make things better for them. How do they not
yeah, but
see
they
this?
think because they think that the best that could happen to them is to have a strong, hunky, or rich man, who whatever. I mean, buys checkered shirts for their children. I don't know.
You know, the funny thing is, all the spokespeople for the conservative side, like fucking Charlie Kirk and all that kind of shit, all of them seem like fucking pussies. What's the other one? Ben something? Ben Shapiro?
So
They all look like
that is not
pussies.
okay. That's not by chance at all. Because like mostly they get
Uh-huh.
popular because they feel like because the people are like it's just like why porn actors like sometimes are like kind of like not the hottest guys. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
it's like you don't wanna view a guy who's clearly hotter than you, right? You know what I mean? Like it's the same in this case. I think
they're relatable. It's
Really?
like I'm as
exactly.
dumb as this guy.
Exactly.
I never saw it that way, but I like using the porn actor analogy. It's good. We should use porn for everything. Every time we compare
Yeah,
shit,
well,
we
because
should use
sometimes it's
porn.
like, okay, that cock's too big. There's
Yeah,
no
it's like,
reason
no,
for
come
a
on.
cock to be that big. I'm
Exactly.
going with the cock more like mine, fucking the lady. I'm gonna
I'm
jerk off to
turning
that.
red.
I can relate to that. Can't
Mhm.
relate to this giant horse cock.
3 inches is all we need.
Oh my god. Okay, let's keep going. I can just see Daniel opening a porn and it's like that cock's too big.
Nah, that cock's way too big. That's crazy.
That's gotta be an OSHA violation.
Are we even watching humans at this point?
There's no way she likes it. She's faking it.
No, well, she might like it, but I want to see a human, what I consider to be a human sort of interaction.
Mm.
Oh my god, that's getting me cracked up so much. Okay, let's keep going.
You're bringing up qualitative examples. These are all subjective qualitative examples. Her race, her competency, her
Those are
dropping
Joe
out of the
Biden's
election.
words.
That's not what you said earlier. I'm talking about the points you've just brought up, multiple qualitative points. And these points can be believed by you and not by me, as you believe in a God and I don't. These are qualitative arguments that you're making against me for this, and I can believe differently than you, and I think we can agree to disagree on this one.
Okay, fine.
Perfect.
Wait. Oh, what? You had him
At
for
least,
a second. You
at
could
least
have
he
going.
left.
How do you feel about
No.
the Senate?
As far as
Electoral
her tie-breaking vote of the Senate?
No,
My
I'm just saying like
chance-
Senate. Like
Oh,
the
this-
Senate is technically DEI in a certain sense for like small states. Like Wyoming gets people in Wyoming get a
like
greater
Rhode
vote than
Island
me
and
in
Hawaii.
California.
Like Rhode Island and Hawaii.
I'm giving you an example. California, I get less of a vote than someone who exists in Wyoming. So we're giving people in Wyoming more say than they necessarily should, given that they're one individual. So why do you believe in DEI as it relates to how our government is set up?
Got it.
But you don't believe in DEI in terms of allowing for
That
people
makes
who are
sense.
black or who are women to be in positions of power that they
Got
have
it.
not been allowed in historically speaking.
Got it. So, is the
No, how is that
electoral college
clap?
in the Senate based on race?
Okay. That argument has is what like give like
Yeah, it doesn't really
I-
work, but it sounded smart, but it doesn't work.
Okay, basically
But
in
the pro-
government, white people were always in
Mm,
charge, and diversifying it to represent the population now isn't a bad thing. That's all they had to say,
Right.
and that would have shut his fucking trap up.
But also, yes, but also, this is not
Mhm.
even that because this is literally a VP ticket person who is literally there to get votes. So, like, the qualification is, are you getting more votes? Yes, no. And she is. It's arguable that she brought in more votes, even for her background, because of her background. So it's not like it's not about giving more representation. It's just like her representing her background gives more support, gets more support. Like it's fuck. I mean, I don't.
Or he could have just said representation is probably good for the ticket. Representation for
Yeah, but
women
okay.
is good.
Yeah. The only problem is that then Kirk is going to be like, "See, you agree with me? It's a DEI, right?" But like, he needs to argue that getting support and votes, it's not a fucking DEI. It's what the elections are about.
But I think they all they need to do is point out when someone says DEI, he thinks they're lesser than the qualification, and that is wrong.
Yeah.
They just need to point out that he's wrong when it comes to the idea that DEI equals less of qualification or whatever. And if they can get him on that, then they can trump him. Every single thing he's going to say is going to be wrong after that.
They wouldn't be able to
Predicated
get him
off
on
of-
that. Of course, that's the point they need to get him on, because that's his point. Kirk is like, instead of choosing the most qualified candidate, you want to mess around with like, what is their skin color? Which means you're going to, this is just the classic old school argument. It means you're going to pass up on a
literally-
better candidate so you can have one with brown skin. That is
I mean, it's
all he
literally-
is bringing to the table.
Like it's an elementary school kind of thing. It's like, oh, why didn't I get the what? Like it's literally like level of like early, possibly kindergarten type of argument.
True that. I do remember seeing a video where I think someone had asked, I think it was a random person on the street or whatever, and the person was like, if you have two people of equal qualification and the only difference was one is male, one is female, which would you pick? And the guy picked, I think it was female or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I would do the same thing too.
Except
then,
it never fucking happens. Like it's also stupid hypothetical because it's like no hiring decision works like that.
I
know.
literally don't think Kamala is going to win because she's a woman. Sexism and racism to a tiny extent has like really come back into fashion, I guess. Like it's actually
thanks
gotten a lot
to
worse.
Trump. Trump made
I think
racist people
it started
more
before
brazen.
Trump, but that's just
I'm
my
pretty
opinion.
sure it's listen, racism in your country never ended. I'm pretty sure
No, it never ended. I'm just saying like the
the
oh
brazenness
god, my
of
brain
people.
can't do words today. It coming
Reignition?
back in
Layer up.
strength.
I guess, yes, but again, I think he made it more of a, I guess, he made it more of an outbreak, right? These people technically existed, they always existed, but again, they were always like, I guess in the closet per se, right? And he made them come out of the closet. That's basically it. He ignited the flame for them to unite in public more.
Of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
How is
right?
that?
Like inclusion of country areas, inclusion of rural areas, inclusion of white men like you.
Okay, so you mean like Hawaii?
I'm referencing. You could say smaller states or places that have less people in it.
So
obviously would be able to have more of a say per individual.
So your argument is that the U.S. Senate is a DEI? I gotta be honest, I've never heard that argument, but I think it's a little silly. But
How is it silly? Argue against it instead of just saying it's silly.
Well, right. So it's silly on its face because, first of all, we have on the House of Representatives a proportional population.
That was
But
uncomfortable.
the Senate isn't.
What?
So
He
yeah,
asked about the Senate.
yes, it is.
He doesn't
Yes,
know
about the
anything
Senate.
about the Senate. He's making it very clear.
Holy shit! What?
Why would you say it's diversity, equity, inclusion? Because Wyoming gets 2 senators. They're their own sovereign
diversity
state, aren't they?
for country areas, for rural areas, equity for
that's-
rural
that's
areas.
That's not
right,
the
and for smaller states.
So let's go back to the Federalist Papers and the Founding Fathers. Why was the Senate
Can you tell
composed?
me
of
why it's not
Oh,
DEI?
no.
Like under your definition,
No.
why is
Because
it
it's
not
not
DEI?
based on race. And by the way,
It doesn't have to be based
it's
on
also
race.
based. It's not based on
You can have-
equity,
can't
and it's
you
not
have-
based on inclusion.
Can't you have
But
DEI
let me-
based upon different
let me tell you
characteristics
why.
other than race?
Let me finish.
Whether or not you're a woman, whether or not
Let me finish. Why? It's because we are a collection of states. We are not a federal project.
Finish.
Are you okay? You all
This
right?
is a complete detour.
I just think
Like,
he's
this
trying to
It
finish
is.
on his face. That's all.
Yeah. Like he's completely like trying to run down the clock at this point.
Yeah.
Usurp federal. Do you know what the 17th Amendment is?
do you know why the Articles of Confederation failed?
Yes, but what is the
Why?
10th Amendment?
Do you know how big
Because
my
it had
dick
too
is?
many rights, had too
Right.
much
Exactly.
power.
What is the 10th
That's why we
Amendment?
specifically
Hey, mine
adopted
just grew by an
Marxism.
inch.
What? What just grew by an inch?
No, they're doing a dick contest.
Okay,
Measuring
okay.
contest. Okay, keep going.
Well, look, I paused it on his legs, his little shorts there. You happy?
Yeah, but do you see how lame I love how lame he looks. Like he dresses exactly the way I do when I teach, and it's really hilarious.
Good to know. Good to know. All
You
right, let's
dress
keep going.
like that to teach at such a prestigious university? It's
Yeah, actually, I show you a picture of me and my
kind
students.
of like, I don't know, scummy.
Why should
It
he
might be a
fucking
little.
dress in a
It's a
suit?
little creepy.
You're too
No,
one
dressed
of my-
down. You're teaching a class. You're not going to the beach.
Right.
Motherfucker, who
One of my
cares?
students, last semester was like, the guy is a physicist. It's like he was complaining. It's like I'm not a
Yeah,
real
I
statistician.
would slap that kid and be like, "Yo, loser, I'm human. Get the fuck out of here."
Oh, like I wouldn't go up to the professor and say, you're not dressed appropriately. But yeah, I wouldn't do that myself. That's wild.
I would wonder
Jesus.
what this guy knows about any kind of stats.
Uh-huh.
His qualifications comes with how good he's dressed. Hmm.
This
Let
guy
me
don't
make
know
one point,
stats.
okay?
Look at
Which
his
is,
shorts.
how did we used to elect senators?
It'd be population.
No. We used to elect senators based on state legislatures. So the Senate is an extension of the state legislative bodies. That's not DEI, that's federalism.
No.
That's the way that our system is
You're
set up,
misunderstanding what I'm
which is
saying
a
is DEI.
bottom-up, citizen-led government to allow the states, which are
Bottom
first and
up?
foremost sovereign. So it goes in this ladder in this country.
That's still DEI for those states
Citizens,
and for those country areas.
No, because it's colorblind. It's not
Not
that.
though. This
we
is
get
a
white
stupid
states
argument.
more,
DEI is not
black
only based
states
on
more.
race.
Hold on a second.
Diversity for country, diversity for rural, equity for
Hold on a
rural,
second.
and inclusion
So-
for
no,
rural.
that's an
That's
interesting, it's an
DEI.
interesting point. So
You think
diversity.
DEI is only race
Let
because
me ask you a
you
question.
associate it with Kamala Harris.
Let me ask you a question. Is there a single instance in corporate America where DEI is implemented where diversity means anything other than skin color diversity?
So
Oh,
diversity,
stop.
women,
Viewpoint-
women.
He is
Yes,
so stupid.
well, this is such a stupid thing to say. That is just not true on its face. Yeah, just gender is the other obvious one. Sexual orientation is another one. Disability is another one. Veteran
Social
status is
class.
another one. What is he
social
talking
class,
about?
all these things. He's so fucking stupid.
Well, social class, to be
Yeah,
honest, is
like-
not particularly enforced. But yeah,
It isn't,
anyway,
but
there's so
still.
many.
Yeah. Oh my god, he's so dumb.
Oh,
The
but
way you
still.
said it, the way you said it was like.
Well, he forgot about him. I didn't. I remember.
True that. True that. True that. True that.
Women.
What? Fine. How about chromosome or
oh.
diversity or skin color?
Are we
skin
not allowed to
color,
say
there's
queer?
gender. You have to move the goalpost a little bit. 'cause you,
No, it's not that. It's how he said it. It came out like, damn.
Well, that's
got
how
destroyed
he
there.
says everything.
All right, but there's also
Well, no, I'm just asking a very simple question.
It
The
always
answer
be
is
coming out
no,
like,
because
damn.
our system
That
of
doesn't mean
government.
that's not DEI. It
Saying
still meets
that-
your
saying
definition.
the Senate is DEI.
what was your
is-
definition though?
What is?
What was your definition? Diversity, equity, inclusion. Diversity doesn't
Well,
only
hold
apply to
on.
race.
Let me
You're just
tell
saying
you-
other people defined
Parker, let me
diversity,
finish.
equity, inclusion to be
Let me
based on
finish.
race. You didn't though.
Let me finish. Because you're saying you didn't earn it. You know who did earn it? South Dakota and North Dakota when they charted themselves into states.
Wyoming didn't earn it because
Well,
they have less of a
formed themselves
population.
into a state. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, he's such a loser.
Why does he?
What?
really want-
Yeah, why?
I don't want to pick on. I don't want to pick on somebody who doesn't want to get picked on. Okay.
Oh, he's trying to
Um,
pick a chick.
oh.
Let me tell you this, 100%.
I
But
feel
he,
like
but he, Oh,
look, I
sorry.
think he's gonna pick the pink girl because he's like, she doesn't seem to like really press him on anything. He might pick the pink girl for
But
that.
no, but I think okay. Here's the thing. I think he still want to not come off as like he picked obviously weak debater. So he's still gonna be trying to pick somebody who's like puts up a good fight, but still like. So I think he might pick the. Maybe he picks the good style skirt girl because she's like.
yeah, that's the one. That's the
she's
one I'm
like
talking
good.
about. Yeah.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
she's
that's
good, but not that
that's
good. Yeah.
a DEI pick.
Exactly. That is
Exactly.
exactly.
All right, let's see who he picks.
Hmm.
He's such a loser.
You want to debate?
Yeah,
Huh?
he pointed
Oh,
to her
we
to
did.
ask her. We knew it. I knew it.
He pre-watched this.
I swear I
No,
didn't
dude.
pre-watch
No,
this.
no.
I would not. I wanted this to be a live fucking reaction to this. The
No,
reason
it's
why is
the
because
obvious
I
thing.
know sniveling little pieces
I
of
think
shit human beings.
she's gonna bail though. She doesn't even do. She doesn't
Yeah,
want to do
I'm
it.
But she's
sure
smart
not.
because
she's smart enough
she
to know
does-
she's
she
not
knows-
the well. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, she knows
But
she's
then-
not the best, so she's like, no. Yeah.
But the reason why I could tell, because I know sniveling human beings and how,
How they should have
is.
done it is
Mm.
if the person you pick doesn't want to, they get to nominate someone.
Yeah, oh, that would have been better. Yeah, she would definitely have pointed to the, what do you call it? The shorts guy, fucking Maxwell Shorts guy.
Yeah.
Because I know humans who are sniveling little pieces of shit definitely react specific. And I knew it because she had good points, but she wasn't able to push it, like press him on it. He knew he could probably win over at the end. You could just feel it because he's such a loser. God, I hate losers like this. Fucking
That was a
sniveling.
loser pick.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Instead of going for someone who could fucking debate his ass, like the fucking dude with the little arm.
Just little hand.
See, now that you said it, like little arm guy and fucking short pants guy would have been the best ones for him to pick. Let's see.
Right,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
like
mean,
being like, you're in the Super Bowl and you'd be like, oh, I want to play the Jets.
Right.
I don't know who the Jets are, but yeah.
Yeah, I
They
don't know either.
stink.
But I feel
They
good.
okay.
stink.
Oh, okay.
Well, they
Our
have
audience will know.
historically at least. Hey, maybe not this year.
Whatever.
Okay, my prediction is that if she bails, he at that point will pick Little Hand, because like not picking Little Hand means that you clearly are showing to everyone that you're trying to go for the easy one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so now
Yeah.
he's forced to show to pretend to be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh god, he's not gonna pick the long-haired girl because I feel like she's aggressive and she's not gonna put up with his shit to some degree. And who else was there? I think there was
So she might. I mean, it's possible the other black girl who was okay. The
Purple
one
girl,
next,
right? The
like the
purple
one.
girl?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The one. But again,
Yeah.
but if he keeps, but he's not gonna do it because like otherwise it's clear that he's trying to pick like a specific demographic. So
Yeah.
like I don't think he's gonna do that. Yeah.
Oh my god, I could sniff out the
Well, let's
sniveling little
see.
piece
It
of
doesn't
shit
look like
human.
she's accepting.
Oh no, I think she said
He's
she wasn't going
cocked.
to.
Whatever you want. So you're
Charlie
the
Kirk's
affirmative
cock.
on the negative.
Charlie Kirk's cock must smell awful. Keep going.
Jesus, okay.
You're good with 10 minutes. I don't want to put you in a spot you don't want to be in. You sure?
Oh, she accepts. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
girl, you really need to do better.
Oh no, she's
yeah.
applying.
claim I'm making is that
that was a pretty big tell of insecurity. That like putting some fucking.
I think it was because her lips might dry out, right? I think that's probably it. But whatever. Yeah, I think it's that. It wasn't.
Was that a racial thing?
No, I think it was like it wasn't like I'm empowered now that I'm putting on my lip balm. Jesus. All right, let's see.
affirmative action is constitutional.
Tell me about your claim.
I wanted to talk about affirmative action because we haven't really gotten to it, and it's recently been revoked based on the new Supreme Court ruling. And I firmly believe that
that's
affirmative
true.
action is
Yeah, yeah.
constitutional and is a right that certain American citizens deserve. And I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, the 14th Amendment allows for equal protection regardless of race, and it's a colorblind amendment. And the whole idea of affirmative action is to try to give people extra boost based
What?
on their skin color or their racial background, which by definition cuts underneath the idea of equal protection.
Okay. So do you know why
And
the
is
14th
racist.
Amendment was founded? And
What's me?
Affirmative action is racist.
How is it racist?
Well,
Oh.
what is racism?
Oh no.
No, go ahead. Don't ask me a question. Answer.
I'm answering your question, but we have to decide what racism is.
We're not debating. Tell me what
we're not
you think
debating.
racism is, and I'll tell you if it's yes or no. You are gonna justify your answers.
You
I'm
can't
just gonna-
define racism or what?
V, just go ahead. What do you think racism is, and explain why? What do you call it?
So racism is discrimination. Well, bigotry. Okay. I'm going to be broad here. Bigotry is discrimination based on an immutable quality.
Okay.
Now, affirmative action is discriminating. You've discriminated out of your pool of candidates, and you're doing it based off of an immutable characteristic. it is by definition, we in America, I don't know what you call it. In America, we call it reverse racism, but it's just racism. So, for example, instead of having how affirmative action is, we could instead pick people whose family is in need or whose family has perpetually been in need for generations, stuff like that, rather than like,
That's still affirmative
your skin
action.
color.
That's still affirmative action. Continue.
No, affirmative action is based on your immutable qualities.
So you're just
Like,
thinking that
when they
affirmative
take a
action is
black
just on the
person or
color?
whatever- Huh?
Do you
Sorry.
think that's it? They just go with color when it comes to affirmative
No,
action?
that's not the only thing. I just don't think it should be considered at all. I think that's racist.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about president, I think it gets a lot less racist because what we're saying is that, you know, everyone out there who is racist, and or we could argue, I've heard the argument that if you see someone that is your color doing certain things, it's like, oh, you can see yourself in their skin. I don't see why you can't see that with someone who's not your color, but you know, it's an argument that's been made. So I think
Are
it's
you
a little more acceptable there.
forgetting that there's disabled people who also use affirmative action? Are you forgetting all of that? Like all the things that we were laughing at Charlie Kirk for not acknowledging, you're now agreeing with them?
I don't agree with him. I just think affirmative action is racist.
For just because you think that they're just selecting people because of the color of their skin.
Okay, so it's bigoted, really, is what I'm saying.
It's bigoted towards who?
Anything, sexism, disability, any immutable quality that you can think of that is considered non-typical and a minority.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna continue.
And the Equal Protection and Equal Rights Act.
Yeah, the 14th
exists.
Amendment was a post-Civil War amendment. 14,
Yes.
15, 16, 17 were all during Reconstruction.
So what was it in response to?
Slavery.
Oh, and who were slaves?
Well, that's an important point. So do you think affirmative action will help heal the multi-generational problems of slavery?
I do. I really do.
Okay.
Because, so let's just talk about the history for a second. Slavery begins in the early 1800s.
Earlier.
No,
Slavery?
1816 is the beginning of slavery.
1619.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would be. Okay, first slaves come in 1619, doesn't end
Okay,
until 1800s.
1880s.
Then we go into Jim Crow laws starting in 1877, and Black people are not given equal rights until officially 1965. Would you agree with that?
That's generally the correct telling.
Yeah, so, 1960s, 1970s.
But just so we're clear that Black Americans were able to serve in office in the early 1900s. They were able to vote throughout the 1900s. But yes, there were poll taxes. There was Jim Crow laws. There was segregation. Of course there was. I mean, you have to be delusional not to acknowledge those things.
Okay, so we can acknowledge all of those things. Can we also acknowledge, due to the laws under Jim Crow, that Black people were significantly hindered from economic
Got it.
advancement?
This is a really important question. The data shows not really. It was evil.
I'm Canadian, and I know he's wrong.
Wait, what did he say exactly? Because I kind of glazed over.
That apparently Jim Crow and racism never really affected Black families or Black
Oh,
households.
no, wait. Bring it back 10 seconds or so. And
Yeah,
let's see if
yeah. Yeah, hold on.
There was segregation. Of course there was. I mean, you have to be delusional not to acknowledge those things.
Okay, so we can acknowledge all of those things. Can we also acknowledge, due to the laws under Jim Crow, that Black people were significantly hindered from economic
Got it.
advancement?
This is a really important question. The data shows not really. It was evil.
Oh,
It
fuck
was terrible.
me.
But Black
Fuck
Americans.
me throughout the ass. What? How could you? I
He
mean,
said the data, though. He said the data. Now,
but
I don't know. Does the data really show this?
He's
This is so hard
he's conveniently in a format where he can't bring the data up.
right.
Show.
Wait, where's the fact checkers for this? Where's the little bubble that should
This
be
guy,
fact checking him?
It's that black dude is the fact checker, but he's taking a nap. You see?
Nah, I think he just went
Yeah,
like, "Oh
well,
Jesus fucking Christ!"
Because they're really just
Yeah, I was joking.
He got in
Yeah.
there affirmative action, you know?
they're really talking about segregation, obviously, but it seems hard to believe that segregation wouldn't negatively impact
I mean,
black families.
like the only way you could argue that is to say that basically even when they passed the Civil Rights Act, basically segregation didn't stop. Like that's the only way
Or
you could possibly believe the data, which is
or you could
possibly
be in this format and then just make up a statistic.
right, right.
Yeah. Pull it out of
Well,
your fucking
again,
fat ass.
You could
The-
say
the
they were.
fact
Well, you could say
checkers-
they were better off proportionally if you take it from post-slavery to Jim Crow than they have
Right.
been from Jim Crow to now. I don't know what data he's referencing is the problem.
You know, guys, it's
yeah.
counterintuitive, but actually, when you have a different fountain that you can drink from, turns out that your economy is like kind of more vibrant.
Well, it's like if you're comparing segregation to slavery, it's better than comparing
Sure.
segregation to now. Because, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's still better than slavery. I don't know what what the data is. That's the problem.
He doesn't either.
He needs
He didn't
to pull
bring
up the
up
data.
anything.
Like,
I don't know if you noticed this, but he didn't bring up any numbers. He
Yeah,
didn't bring
definitely.
up any percentages. He didn't bring up like anything. He just said,
The-
"Yeah, it's actually better."
Yeah,
you know,
actually, the data.
I don't like your attitude is about to. Okay, come on.
Yeah, maybe let's see.
Americans are
Let's see if
forward-
he talks about data.
yeah, and I want to see them fact check him.
Today in 2024 than they were in the 1950s.
Yes. Why do you
What?
think
All
that
right.
is?
Question.
Yeah.
So we have a civil-
Is he?
You're in a
is
format.
he
All right.
Oh my god.
He's in a
Holy
format where they
shit.
can't fact check him. That's one of the pros for him coming into this.
I guess this is why college education is important. This motherfucker.
And better off is vague, but I
Again.
guess he's gonna get into it.
Again, he's a college dropout.
Yikes,
know.
man. Yikes, he's so bad.
Civil Rights Act, we have more benefits, more government programs. Something changed between the 1950s and 2024. So there's two answers to this question. Either America got more racist since 1950s
Okay.
to 2024, so like that 70-year period, because black Americans are worse off today per capita.
What?
Yeah,
than
I would
they
agree
were-
with this.
You agree with that? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Than in the 1950s. Or there's another explanation, and I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, which is I think you would acknowledge that the disappearance.
No.
Oh, is he going to talk about black dads?
Oh god, I feel like it's coming. I feel
of
like
the
it's
black
coming.
father has been the number one driver of black poverty in this country.
Oh.
Now, there are reasons for that.
We got it.
Holy shit! Oh, it was coming. Yo, this motherfucker
Wait, did he mention
Correct.
absentee fathers?
He did. He just
Yes,
mentioned it
that's
after
exactly.
we said it was coming. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
This
Dang, that's a
this-
sexy top. I love that top. Shouldn't wear
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about this lady.
How did
So
she
this
get
lady
it on?
right now, listen, the
It's-
important thing.
It's like
she-
a Velcro in
she-
the back or a button.
No, it's just
It's
around
hot.
her neck.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So
what's
first
holding it?
off,
Like,
she's
she can't get her
she's
head through
probably
it.
22. Listen, she's 22,
Uh.
but she looks 35, and she's gonna look 35 for like the rest of her life.
I don't like the bangs.
Maxos likes him young.
No, stop it. So the bangs are terrible. The bangs are terrible. I think she has a hard time because like the shape of her hair, it's like kind of like a little wonky, wonky. So I think let's see how could she fix that? Because she doesn't want. Okay, here's the thing. She doesn't want to have like the look with the
Mhm.
kind of like good girl, clear face, with the. But yeah, no, these bangs are not working though. She needs to do something about that. All right, keep going.
They're just cut really shitty.
Yeah.
That we could,
Yeah. What do you think the reasons for that are?
well, culture is one. Would you agree?
So actually, let's
And
go
then
back
you-
to
you-
the
you could say
foundations
school
of
to
that
prison
culture.
pipeline, all that stuff. But can we at least agree
What?
that black dads not being around is a bad thing?
Oh,
Anyone's
for
father not
fuck's
being
sake,
around
what-
is a bad
No,
thing.
of course,
not
but
specifically.
75% of black
Yeah, but
youth
what
are not
about the
raised with a father in the home.
blacks?
It's the highest of any group in the country. It used to be 25% in the 1950s, so it's gone up dramatically in 70 years.
Okay, so you are blaming the fact that black people have not been able to achieve economic equality and
Or even
advancement in
progress.
this
It's 'cause
country.
they've had decrease.
Specifically and solely
Not
because
solely.
of the absence
Not
of black
solely. It
parents.
is the most primary ingredient reason. It's the most
So you
primary
think
reason.
it's the absence of black fathers?
Primary
Correct.
ingredient
and you think-
reason.
what else?
Public
No,
sector
but
teacher
okay,
unions
pause.
that have kept these schools crummy and kids aren't reading.
Pause. So okay, but it's not just that.
Wait.
He also is. Listen, he must be arguing that the reason that black fathers are not around anymore must have been why? Because they passed the Civil Rights Act. Like the point I'm making is that uh, if you are trying to say that the Civil Rights Act was not helpful, you need to demonstrate that the reason why, right, that the black fathers are not around is because of that. Because otherwise, you're just saying that although the Civil Rights Act was beneficial, however, there was a different cause separate from that that still kept black people sort of
Well,
under, right? So
maybe
you're
it's
not arguing. Yeah.
all these. What about all these jazz musicians?
That there you go. Because if you think about it, 50s was a pretty big time for that. So coincidentally, yeah,
remember?
that could be it. Hmm.
Yeah,
They got the
could be.
blues.
People have stopped getting their shoes shined too.
Oh yes.
Barbershops, they've gone out of fashion for the most part.
No, they haven't.
They really
Also,
have. They used to be a real social thing.
Also, no people are there's no freaking newspaper. What are they called? The yellers.
Yeah. Now they argue. They argue who's the best
Paper
fighter,
boys?
the best basketball player. They argue that on Reddit now. Can you believe it? It used to be barbershops.
I go to a
the
barbershop
50s.
myself still.
Yeah. Do you argue about Michael Jordan?
I'm not one for talking in a barbershop. I go to get my haircut. You guys fuck off.
Exactly.
But they
That's
have
what
It used to
happens.
be more
No,
than just a haircut, buddy.
I agree, but they still have conversations about sports and shit like that. I don't say anything due to the fact that I know nothing about sports. I don't give a shit about sports.
Well, Darnell, people like you are
Mhm.
ruining our culture of barbershop
Yeah,
shopdom.
and that's
Plus,
why your girl can beat you at basketball.
exactly. And second, you know what happens when people don't talk around other people in barbershops?
What's
They
that?
also end up abandoning their families. Okay,
Oh,
whenever they have children. That's
that yeah.
the first thing that
Mm.
happens. You don't like talking to people. Your child comes up to you asking, "Hey, daddy, why do birds fly?" Right, and then you leave the house because like you can't
Why
handle
do
talking.
birds fly?
Well, but also you feel the shame of the fellas at the barbershop being like, "Hey, why did you abandon
Exactly.
your kids and stuff?" And you're like, "Oh
Because
shit, I
my
probably
mom,
shouldn't have done
because
that."
your mama could beat me at basketball. Is that it?
But on Reddit, they
But
don't know that. If you're just arguing on Reddit, they don't know.
however, when
Mhm.
you had segregation, then you would have barbershops for certain people exclusively, so you don't feel ashamed because you all share
Mm,
that. You know what I mean?
mm.
That's why that was now good for. Okay, keep going.
Reading, and teachers keep getting paid. We don't fire bad teachers. That's a big thing.
Okay.
War on police in our inner cities, and not having enough police, and not actually
Very
locking up
See,
criminals. Hear me out.
you see, this
For-
is why he picked her, because she can't press him properly on what he's saying.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it sucks.
He can just
Like,
ramble, and she doesn't do anything.
yeah.
Sir, could you
It's
turn
a
on the
shame.
subtitles?
Yeah, sure. It's a shame. It's such a shame, and I feel bad. Oh.
Can we take a snapshot of this this girl going like that? That's a pretty good.
Like still or whatever. I don't know.
For example, in Chicago, do you know that only half of all murders go solved in the city of Chicago?
That doesn't surprise
Oh.
me at all.
Wait a minute. You can look at every fucking country in the fucking world. Most crimes don't go solved. They aren't solved. They
Wait,
go
is it-
unsolved because cops are shit at their job in every
No,
country.
no, dude. I think he's arguing that black people are really smart at killing people and they don't get caught. I think that's what.
He is
trying to say.
he is pointing to stupid shit. The stupidest shit I've ever seen. As a
No,
defense.
but this speaks
Volumes to
to
what?
a whole culture of snitches get stitches.
Actually, he might actually be arguing that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus.
That's a problem, right?
That is a problem.
Yeah. So we need more police, more detectives to solve those murders. But I
Oh,
want to hear your.
fuck, dude.
Listen, there is ample police on the planet. They just are bad at their jobs. Get the fuck out of here. more police does not. You can look at more police and see that is a problem in itself because they suck at their job. They are the dumbest fucks on the planet. They cannot react properly in situation. They are taught idiotic, well, I guess for the US, but they are taught the stupidest ways to handle situation. And they are some of the most corrupt pieces of shit on the planet too. Imagine trying to point to fucking better cops who are worse than most gangs out there. You are fucking joking me. This man is so stupid. I like that they keep pointing to this girl who's like, what the fuck is he saying?
Okay, I think we need to give him more chance.
So
No,
So
keep
what?
going.
Oh, she's about to make her point. This guy doesn't like it.
This guy,
Yeah,
this guy knows
he's like,
what's going on.
what? He's like,
let's go back a little bit to what you said in the issue of policing. Now, starting in the 1980s and continuing onward, there's been a war on drugs. Is this correct?
I
Would you-
like the war on drugs.
You like the war on drugs. So
Yes.
during the war
What?
on drugs, it created an epidemic of mass incarceration, specifically
Hold on,
of-
only if you're using drugs
no
or peddling drugs.
Oh,
If you don't
oh,
use drugs, then you don't go to jail, right?
Okay, take this still also of him because this is pretty fucking good. What a fucking smug dumbass. What an
Yeah,
idiot.
this is peak punchable right here.
Jesus.
This is almost Matt Gates level punchable.
You believe that the criminal justice system is flawless?
No, I've never said flawless. There's a lot of people in jail that shouldn't be in jail. There's a lot of problems in any system.
Okay, so
But-
wait, let's
but
pause on
however,
that. So
I
you
w-
believe that a lot of people who have gone to
A
jail
small percentage.
shouldn't be in jail? A small percent.
Yeah,
What
but
percent would you say?
5%?
You would say only 5%.
Correct. When you
What?
have a system of justice, you're going to have scummy prosecutors, you're going to have bad defense attorneys.
I have a question. Can I get a Google? What percentage of people currently incarcerated are black?
It's way larger than
Well,
five.
it's, hold on.
It's what?
Wait,
Hold on.
wait.
No, I know,
That's
but-
a different percentage. She's asking for a different percent. Are black?
Yeah, I'm a
She
little.
didn't ask him
No,
what
no, no.
percentage are black.
No,
No, I know,
think-
but she knows that. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she's trying to, I guess, make a point with that. But it's a little weird.
I think she's gonna be pointing to the fact that the
She's
system
trying to say
is
that the total
corrupt.
population is this percent black and the total incarcerated is this percent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go to the fact that it's corrupt, and she's probably gonna point to the fact that white people and black people use drugs at the same level to some degree because that was one of the findings, but yet
Yeah.
there is a high percentage of black people in prison for these minor offenses.
Well, let's see
when-
if she gets there.
I hope
Yeah.
she does. I hope she does. But yeah, I think that's where she's going with. And I think that's why she wants the fact check. And they should have been able to do this from the get-go. Fact check this fucking loser every time there's a question to what he's saying. God damn it.
The fact I'm saying 5%.
It's caused by the war on drugs.
Hold on a
So
second.
that's the point that I'm trying to make. Exactly.
Who am I debating? Am I debating here? Am I?
If your own government is pumping drugs,
Yeah. So.
Okay, so
but
I want to make a
you-
quick
You're
point.
right. Black Americans are in prison far greater than the percentage of the population. So Black Americans are about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes, I
About
know
half
this.
of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do.
Oh
They
my-
commit more murders. They commit more
He-
arsons. They commit more.
Okay, but the thing is,
Hmm.
it's also possible. The problem is, for fuck's sake, the problem is that crime doesn't come from just like people being evil, right? I mean, crime comes from. I mean, do we really need to hash this? I mean, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
no,
Why
it
is she?
seems,
No,
it
we-
seems
we
pretty
all understand it.
obvious.
Yeah,